and welcome to this extra special behind the scenes type of video. I'm Farmer E. I make videos about building a farm from scratch and trying to make it as a full-time farmer. Usually it's me talking into one of these or trying to get some exceptional footage with this puppy. Filming myself, the water buffaloes, the ducks, the chicks, the dogs, or the tractor. Now this episode is a little different. I'm gonna show you when things doesn't go according to the plan. So let's just dive right into it. In this first one, I was gonna lay down a birch with my chainsaw. Let's just see the sequence that made it into the video. If you're unfamiliar with drones, this is what it looks like. These are the propellers that keeps them flying. This is the camera. And this is the controller that I use to fly it. You use these joysticks to move the drone and the camera, and you use the phone as a screen so you can see what's going on. When you're laying down a tree, you only have one chance, so I use multiple cameras, so I have several angles to choose from. Here I am placing the drone in the sky. And then I go place the controller on a stool that I brought for the occasion so that the controller was to be safe. I also have a camera here and there, but I forgot to turn that on. And then I went to town on the tree. I had some difficulties to take it down, and to make it easier I got rid of some twigs. And of all the places that I could have thrown those twigs. And as you remember, these joysticks fly the drone in the direction they are pushed. It's a bad idea to do this. Bye bye. Meanwhile, I get the tree down, pretty content with myself, placing it just where I planned, checking if the drone got the shot. It hadn't. I finally managed to stop it. Couldn't figure out where I was, and I rocketed it in the air, and there's my house. And I still have a drone, 100% functional, back home. I feel lucky that the drone was still in one piece. That's more than I can say for this next one, both for the drone and my face. This is your captain. Brace for impact. I'm not gonna go in depth with that one. I made a whole video about it. You can check that out if you press the icon up in the corner. I'll also link it in the comments below. I can't tell you this much though. It does contain some blood, a trip to the hospital, some stitches, country roads, and some words of wisdom. Don't drive tractors and fly drones at the same time. Here I was making a video about my tractor and how I feed the water buffaloes in the wintertime. I had been picking up a bale of hay from up the street, and all I had left to shoot was to open up the bale and let the water buffaloes feast. I had 20 minutes to do this before a welder friend of mine was coming to do some work on the tractor. And here he comes 20 minutes early, and I got a little bit stressed because I really wanted to get this done. So I put the tractor in place and the drone, and I placed the DSLR just behind the tire so you wouldn't notice. And the buffaloes came and started to eat, and I was done. And what did I do? I didn't want to keep him waiting, so I just jumped in the tractor and went. And here I noticed something's wrong. Completely convinced that I smashed the camera and the microphone and the tripod. Now let's look at it from the tractor camera's angle. Can you believe that? It just misses by an inch. All I had to do now was save it from the buffalo who wanted to eat it. And then I wiped it clean and we made this. And all was good. The trick to destroying your camera or your drone is to be shooting so you get it on tape, but that's not always the case, so here's a few honorable mentions since I didn't shoot when the accidents happened or the impact was so big that the camera wouldn't save the file. Like in this one, we had a flood and I was documenting and the drone hit a tree and drowned, and this is me trying to find the drone with my feet. Didn't find it, and when I found it 4 or 5 days later, the drone was completely destroyed, and of course it hadn't saved the footage of the accident as it was drowning. And here's one from this summer. One place you don't want your drone to be is inside that. I was shooting a drive-by and I misjudged the angle, so the drone went straight into the tractor, fell down, and then this monstrosity drove over it. And I was totally convinced that we would find the drone in 10 million pieces. But for some miracle it was almost untouched. I had to replace 2 propellers and then we were flying again.
So be it, until there is no back pain, but peace. Amen.
If you are gonna crash your drone, this is the recipe on how to do it. You have the drone rolling and you also have an additional camera rolling to document it all. In this sequence, my plan was to have the drone right outside the barn doors and then come thundering out with the tractor opening the doors, and then the drone were to fly in front of the tractor so that I had movement in the shot. Now what I didn't think of is that the drone has sensor preventing it to fly into something and crash, and when the tractor came after it, the drone thought that it was gonna crash in the tractor and it stopped to prevent it from crashing. And the result, if you can believe it, the drone was completely fine. I just had to replace 2 propellers. So have I learned something from all of this? I sure have. Keep on rolling, make great stuff, and consider insurance for your cameras. Thanks for watching. Consider liking and subscribing. I'm Farmer E, making the mistakes so you won't have to.